What's up, guys? Got a busy day ahead. We got, what, 14, 15 pools to close today. I'm running out to an estimate right now. I'm a little late start for me. I've been in the office all morning, but guys have been out. Already got a couple of closings done. I gotta go give an estimate, and then I'm gonna go meet up, grab one of the guys, start my own list, and hopefully I'll probably get at least 5 of the closings done, and then meet back up with the guys. So pretty busy day. I feel like crap. I've been fighting a cold. Been fighting it off for like a week. It hasn't really hit, and I feel like now it's hitting. Go figure, you know. But it is what it is. There's a cold, nasty cold going around, so it is what it is. I'm just gonna push through it, and yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. So, but anyways, got an estimate. Got about 2 minutes to kill. I told the guy 9:30, so arrival time 9:28. So that's perfect. Gonna head out there. Gonna look at another pool liner. That's all I feel like I've been doing lately, is looking at liners for next year, and then we'll get this closing list started. So let's get out of here and get rolling. All right, already off to a rough start. Somehow the guys messed up the list, or someone went to the wrong pool. I have no idea, but I just showed up to pick up one of the guys to go start my own list, and find out that the other guys that are supposed to be working together are already at a pool ahead of them, and they went to the wrong pool. So of course they needed a pool cover for this pool I'm pulling up right now. So I'm dropping this off, and I'm going back to help David, and hopefully then I can get started on my list. So some days you just have to babysit. All right, they're all set. Back to meet David. He's right up the street, thank God. So when I make these lists, I try to obviously make them as close as possible. So every pool today is within probably a minute drive of each other, give or take. Some of them even quicker. So the next 6 pools are all right on the street, essentially, right off of it. So this is the town I grew up in. We do a lot of snow plowing work in this town. It's actually my aunt and uncle's house right there, one of them. So it's good. I have such a close, you know, basically a tight radius of all the work that we do. So trying out something new too. Obviously saw the, basically I got a new camera with a little chest mount thing. So hopefully the footage looks decent. So let's go back to David. We'll pick Dylan up and get going on my own list. All right, let's check on David. I was just here grabbing that cover. He should be blowing the lines out in this pool, so let's see what he's up to. Skimmer all set?
Yeah, I checked it and made sure it's sealed.
Is that their plate or ours?
That's ours.
Can I pull it?
Yeah, it's all set.
It's plugged and everything?
I gotta do the floor jets.
No, I just...
Everything's stuck inside good. That's everything.
That. Good. So what David's doing, he's just got an in-floor system where there's jets on the bottom of the pool. Basically what he's doing, he's blowing them out with blow-through plugs. As you see the air bubbles coming out. And the blow-through plugs, basically, it's like putting your finger over a straw. It keeps the water out, it airlocks it. Good. Never fails. There's always landscapers around. So I'm gonna end the video at this pool because you can't hear anything. But we're just finishing up blowing the lines, and I'm just gonna slap this cover on, and then we're taking off to the next one. I swear every day, wherever we're working, the landscapers find us.
That one we got here.
Fucking pain in the ass.
Stuff on your side?
Yeah. He's gonna try tucking it. So I would just go right ahead of him. Go to the next one. So like I said, it's blowing from the skimmer right now, and we're blowing this one out. I'm gonna pull the return jets, and we're gonna do these next. Get it nice and tight. So I like to put the empty bottles in here as well for ice. Obviously these things are made for the ice, but the empty bottle is just an extra precaution. All right, let's get these returns done. So what I'm gonna do up there, I'm gonna leave it going through the skimmer. That's now plugged. I'm gonna shut the valve off so no air can get through the skimmers. So I shut this one now. So air's gonna come out of the skimmer through the pump. Gotta pull this. Actually, let's pull, let's clean this. Okay, that's on recirculate, so the air's gonna come out of the skimmer through the pump, through the valve, through the heater, back to the returns. Since there's 4 returns and none of them have valves, we're gonna have to plug a couple of them. So we'll turn it on. Gotta take a minute. So here we go. So you see all the water evacuating. A little bit coming out of that one, a little bit coming out of that one, and a little bit coming out of that one. So to get full power, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work the water around the pool. So I'm gonna plug this one first. I'm gonna plug that one and I'm gonna plug that one. What this is doing is letting more pressure come out of one return. So I'm gonna keep one open and all of them plugged, so that way all the pressure will come out of one at a time. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug that one, I'll unplug this one, and I'm gonna work my way back. So this is just allowing more pressure to come out of all of them, because as you see, they're gurgling right now. If I just let it blow like this, it's not gonna get all the water out of all the lines. So when I plug this, that should go a lot faster. Put the pump plug back in, get maximum pressure. Dylan, you want to? Never mind. Never mind. There we go. Is that all clean? So those pictures are for the service reports. We take a before and after picture of the filter clean. So now that that's plugged, this should be going a lot stronger. You want max pressure when you're doing these lines. Yeah, much better. So this one's clear, so we unplug this one. Now I'm gonna work my way back. So that one's clear. We're gonna clear this one. See, there's still water in that. So I'm gonna plug this one. That one should go max pressure now. So every situation with these pool closings is different. So if you've been following along a couple of them, we've done them different every single pool. Some pools you can do from the filter system. Some like this one has a check valve that we can't reverse. Some check valves we can reverse, but this one we can't, so we have to do from the pool side. But at the end of the day, and I explained it in 2 videos I made about blowing out lines specifically, the concept is you need to get all the water out of every specific line. So every port on the pool has a line. So picture the plumbing underneath here. This has plumbing. This has plumbing, that has plumbing, the drains have plumbing, everything leads to the filter system. So the concept is just figuring out how to get the air through enough to get the water evacuated out of the line efficiently. So every pool is going to be different. I know if you're watching these videos trying to figure out how to close your own pool, you probably see us do it differently now 3-4 times. It's because every single closing is different. That last pool it didn't floor jets, we had to use the air compressor. This one doesn't. So every single pool we touch is different. But at the end of the day, that's what you want to see. No water coming out of these lines. Whatever you got to do to achieve that, you got to do. It means getting creative sometimes. There's no right or wrong way about closing pools. So I'm going to take this one out now. Plug that one, and then we'll do that one last. And then all the return side will be done. I'm also blowing, since the heater's attached to this, we're also blowing out the heater roller doing this. And the salt cell, everything is connected to these lines. All right, once we get these two done, what we gotta do is we gotta do the main drain last and airlock it. So I'll show you how I do that. Basically, we're gonna blow it, shut the valve, and I'm also gonna plug it. So this one's, like I said, a little unique. Normally I'd blow it from the filter, and the next one we do is a sand filter pool. I'll show you real quickly how we do that one all through the filter system. Those are all done. Okay. Can you stand by the blower for me for a second? I gotta blow out the bottom drain, but I gotta be up here. So when I yell, just shut it off. One second. Okay, wait, I'll tell you when. All right. Go ahead. I don't know if you can see that, but the drain, see the drain bubbling? So what I'm doing here is air is coming up from the skimmer and going through the drain. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna airlock this with the valve, and I'm also gonna plug this, so everything will be sealed off essentially, so no water can get back in. All right, go ahead. All right, sealed. Should be good. And that's plugged. So we're just gonna antifreeze that skimmer. Dylan's got the filter all situated. Put this on winter. And we're just gonna put the cover on here. So we put all the small plugs in the pump basket. The pumps have two, one on the front, one on the side. We take the pressure gauge off the top of the tank. That goes in there, and usually the sight glass. Multi-port gets put on winter or on, in the middle, so this dries all out. Actually, he's putting the anchors up, so let me put this back together real quick while I'm up here. He cleaned the filter for me. We'll put that back together for now. In the spring, we'll do a service on the O-ring and make sure that's all set. I gotta clean this off. You don't want to over tighten it. There's a diagram on these Haywards. You want it a little bit sticking out. This is going to come off in the spring anyways. We're going to service it, but that way it's all set for winter. We clean the filters and put them back in. A lot of people like to leave them out. The reason why we don't leave them out, a lot of times, mice and stuff like that will get into them. If you leave this in a shed or something like that and mice get into the shed, they're going to destroy your cartridges and your grids. So As long as they clean up good, we'll put them back in, and we leave everything basically loose so it dries out, and that way it's stored for the winter. So like I said, I put all the plugs in here. That's airlocked. I just gotta do the skimmer real quick. While I'm over here, let me show you guys what else we do. Timer's off, clips are pulled, so that way nothing can turn back on. I'm gonna shut the breakers off in a second. Salt cell is off. This is already blown out. The return line basically blows through the heater, but I'm gonna loosen these unions. Probably have to get the channel locks for that. That way it can continually dry over the winter. And I just gotta lightly put the drain cap on the filter. And then we'll just clean up this DE before we leave. That's why I hate these DE filters, they're a mess. Let's go moving. Okay, pulled. Picture. Loosen those O-rings real quick. So that's literally how to close a pool start to finish. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the next one. A lot of noises today. Had a tree company across the street, had a fire truck now. Landscaper at the last one. Not a quiet day, but this one's all set. Next one is a bigger pool with a sand filter. Beat them. You can actually take that. No, it's just a sand filter.
What about anchors?
You need that for the anchors, but no, we don't need it for the filter. Kick the bottom with your foot. No. There's the cover in here. Yeah. Cover, where's the plugs? There's the plugs. Yeah, I gotta stop blowing the lines out. Plugs are here. The cover's in that shed. Alright, so this pool, very basic system, so we should be able to blow this out real quick. 2 skimmers on the suction side, so where I put the antifreeze, nothing else. And then we got 5 returns, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4 returns along that wall, and 2 on the step, all on the same line. So we're gonna have to do the same concept on the last one. We're gonna have to plug most of them and work the water down. So we also have a heater we're gonna blow it. So let's get started over here. Gonna drain everything first. So if you saw, we have pre-made lids for almost every pump. Basically, it's an old lid with a fitting on it. So this will go on to blow air into the system. basket out. Clean it a little bit after. Take the plugs out to drain it. Unplug. Two plug. I'll open the bleeder valve on this one. Take the drain cap off the back. And I'm going to take the drain cap off the heater. Alright, so first things first, pull all the plugs, get the system draining. I gotta find power for this. I'm gonna put my multi-port valve on closed. So to do the skimmers, basically what I'm gonna do here is the air is gonna go to the skimmers. So I'm putting my valve on closed. So the air is gonna try to go up and go through the system and stop. It's gonna push it through the skimmers. So whenever I'm doing the suction side, I always put this on closed or plug the front of the pump. If I'm, obviously I'm blowing through it, so I can't do that. But basically you wanna block the airflow off. When I do the return side, the opposite, I will shut the skimmers and I will blow the air through the system the other way so it blows everything else out. So we're all set to blow. I'm over here, shut that off, and we'll shut that off. All right, I just gotta find a power source. All right, let me show you what's going on out at the pool. No, I can get you one though. You need that too, or? No, she's gonna get that. Alright, so the skimmers are all set. Dylan's out there plugging them real quick. I know you can't really see, but he's putting the antifreeze and he's going to plug them. And then I'm going to shut the valves over here. So all the airflow to the suction side will be blocked at this point because they're done, they're blown out, so no air can get back this way. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put on recirculate. What that's going to do is going to force the airflow around through the system. So it's going to bring the air into the return lines. It's going to go through the heater. It's going to open these up. It's going to blow the heater out. It's going to go back through the return line. And it's going into the returns. What we're gonna have to do, since there's so many returns and they're all in one line, I didn't build this pool, but they should all be on separate lines with valves. But what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to plug all the lines but one of them, kind of like we did in that last pool, blow them all individually one at a time. So it might take a few extra minutes, but that's how we're gonna have to do it. So once he's done plugging that last one, I'll hit the blower real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. That shallow one's done, so shut that. Alright, so like I said, air's coming through. It's gonna go through the heater, it's coming through the return line. We're blowing out everything here that you see, and it's also now blowing out the return. So let's show you what's going on over here. So basically picture these as one pipe going straight down the pool that the lines come off of. So we gotta start here and force the water down and out. If we started down there, we wouldn't get all the water out, it would be stuck. So he's gonna start plugging them from there down. This is obviously getting the max pressure here. See when he plugged that, how much harder it got? And I'm actually gonna go put the drain plug back in the filter. As you see, this one's starting now. So eventually we'll plug that one, this one will go like crazy, and then we'll just keep going down the pool. I plugged this, that one should go. And you see the third one starting. Honestly, I might be able to tuck this right now actually for him. Get that screwdriver? Their liner's slipping a little bit, so.
We were asked to do that because
no, I'm just gonna.
Like they're popping out that bad.
No, I'm gonna do it for him real quick right now since we're here. Fingers are wet. There we go.
It's like not, it's not.
All right, liner's fixed. Plug this one. There might not be a lot of water in them, so. Let's basically get the point here. Working the water down to the last one, and then we'll do those two, and it'll all be blown out. So I'm not gonna keep filming and waste your time watching this, but as you see the difference too, I used a threaded plug on that. You can use either or. I've mentioned that in other videos. Different plugs, rubber, threaded. Threadeds are great, you just gotta make sure they seal. So that one's already toughed up, the O-ring's good. So I'm gonna pull these out, he'll plug that, these will go, and then we'll shut the blower off and get this cover on and get out of here. You want to plug that one and I'll pull this one? Should be good. Alright, I'll go shut that blower off. Once I hear the pressure build, I'll shut it off. Alright, this one's all set. Alright, all blown out. So just gotta button this up real quick. So I'll take our lid off. Put that back in with all the plugs. Pressure gauge. Open that up. That cracked. Put that in the center. Alright. Unscrew the pressure gauge. So this filter will drip a little bit for the next maybe 24 hours. The sand's obviously got a lot of moisture in it. I blew out the backwash, so there's not a lot in there, but it will drip dry. So everything's in there, we'll tighten that up. Power, everything is already off, so this won't turn back on, but I'm just gonna double check. Dead. That's all buttoned up. So we're pretty much good to go for the cover. So let's go get that cover on. So basically you get the concept here. This is what we do, 12 to 15 times a day, essentially. Take this mount off. Right now we got me and Dylan obviously working on a crew. I'm kind of doing the easier pools, I guess you can call it. The last two pools, actually last three pools I've showed you, we've been doing these pools for 6-7 years. So, the more you do them, the quicker it is. But average in and out 30 minutes, 45 minutes, give or take an hour in some of them. So basically that's how we're working today. I'm probably not going to film much more today. It's not really slowing me down, but I want to, it's already noontime. I got 3 more on my list we got to get done, and David's still got like 3 or 4 more to get done. So I want to pick the pace up a little bit, and try to get done in a decent hour. And like I said this morning, I've been fighting a cold for like 2 weeks, and it's really hitting me hard right now. So I just want to get done today. So, but to kind of give you an idea of how we do things. And every pool closing is different, I just want to give you an idea of, right now this morning, 3 completely separate, different in-ground pools. Very similar shape, but, different concepts between, the filter systems and, the setups, and every single one's going to be different. So I might pick this back up at the end of the day. We actually have a pretty complicated closing where it's got an inflow system. It's got jets coming out of the side of the pool. It's got a little bit of everything. So we're going to slap this cover on real quick now. I'm not going to show you how to do that because you just probably watched us do it on the last 2 actually. We'll be out of here in about 15 minutes. So I just want to make it clear though, if you're trying to learn from these videos, every closing is different. Every pool is different. Every set of equipment's different. Every way of doing things is different. So like I've mentioned many times, the concept to closing a pool is getting all the water out of the line so they don't freeze. And there's different ways to achieve it. As you can see, you know, we've done it different ways today. But at the end of the day, you just got to be thorough and you got to pay attention. Just make sure that you've blown everything and you've double checked your work. Make sure the plugs are sealed and make sure you've hit every single line. As long as you do that, you should have no issues. And if you're worried about it, drain the pool below that specific port and get antifreeze in it before you plug it as a backup. As you see, we don't use a lot of antifreeze because we do this professionally and we close it right. We don't need it. But we do put them in the skimmers just to be safe, just in case the plugs fail. So I'm sure I'm gonna get that question why we don't use antifreeze, but you know, I've never had an issue in 18 years of working on pools and never had an issue. So, but putting the camera down, we'll see you guys later today. I said it was gonna be it for videos of pool closes today, but the next one is actually a pretty unique system, completely different from the others. So I showed you a DE filter, I showed you a sand filter, now I'll show you a cartridge filter, and this one just happens to also be a stay right, so it's a non-Hayward product. So here we got a gunite pool, we have 2 skimmers, main drains, looks like we have multiple returns along the walls, and we also have a couple floor returns. So in this one, fortunately, everything's on a valve, so we can blow these all out individually. This is how it should be. So I'm going to show you real quick how we do this one. Dylan's prepping the pool and I'm working on the filter system. So whenever we have multiple guys, one guy has basically the pool side, one is the filter side. I typically take the filter side, obviously have more experience. So I'll do the filter and blow the lines out, and Dylan will play. If we had 3 guys, some will be prepping the pool, some will be doing anchors, and some will be cleaning the filter. So multiple roles, but there's only 2 of us. One takes the pool, one takes the equipment. So what I'm doing right now is there's a little bit of water in that pump. I'm trying to blow it out. I'm gonna shut over you. This is forcing all that water that was in here out real quick. I got all these valves shut. Now it's empty. So now I'm gonna plug the back of the pump. So the reason why I'm doing that, so I can take this filter apart and still get pressure. So now the air is gonna stop here and it's just gonna go out the suction side. If there was a multi-port valve, something I could turn it, but there's no valve here. So where I'm gonna be opening this in a second, I'm gonna get no pressure. So nothing's labeled here. I don't know what's what. So what I do is I have a marker somewhere in the truck. I'm gonna label these as I'm blowing them, so that way I know what's what. Alright, so this one's that far one. This one's the close one right there. And I'm assuming this is the bottom drain. Yes. Alright, so drain, skimmer, skimmer. So let's just we'll start the far one. I'm just gonna let it go while I'm opening this guy up. We do have a drill attachment for these, but I don't have it with me. David's got it in the van, so I'm gonna have to unscrew these knobs myself, but it is what it is. This is a system 3. There's 2 cartridges in here, one giant one, one little one in the middle. Get our before picture. That skimmer is just a little clear. Switch them. So as far as skimmer plugs, I'm assuming the 2-inch threads, so either this gizmo or this guy. So I'm gonna put them both out. This one should be pretty much empty, which it is. I'm gonna let that blow, and then I'm just gonna go back and forth real quick, get the rest of it out, but I'll get this ready to go so we can plug it real quick.
That
should be good. guy in there. Hopefully it works. No water?
They have a spigot, but
Does it work?
I don't know. But that's the only spigot I see, and they clearly don't have a.
Okay. So I had to put the plug back in the back of the pump. The same concept. This is plugged off. All the air is going out through the drain, bubbling up. So basically it's like me taking a straw and put my finger over it. No water's gonna get in when I put it under water. Same exact concept. So as this is blowing, I'll let it blow for a little bit. I'm gonna shut this valve and I'm gonna plug it at the same time. Okay, and the reason why we do this, sometimes these valves don't seal. So if these don't seal, the airlock's not gonna work. And basically it's gonna, you know, under pressure, water's gonna fill the line back up. So this almost guarantees that that does not happen. All right, plugs out of the back. Now I can blow these returns, which I'm gonna have to hold it. Alright, so what I had to do here, since the lid's not on, I can't blow it through the system. So I had to take the return off. I'm blowing air through the heater. Blowing air through the heater into the return lines to the pool. If I did it with the lid, it would just basically go in through the filter, then out. So this is just guaranteeing that, you know, we're blowing them out and the heat is being blown out. So it's the same concept. Dylan's plugging one and we're blowing one at a time. I know it's tough, you can't see, but unfortunately I gotta hold the blower on this one. And the floor should start going once you plug that. So same thing with the floor returns. I'm just taking my hat off. We got to airlock them. So I'm gonna let that blow for a little bit, and we'll airlock them as well. Do the exact same thing we do with the main drain. All right, put this back together.
David's gonna come here.
He's gonna come in with the hose, and then we'll clean them. I'll just throw them back in. So we can put the cover on though. Did you get it?
Yeah.
It's the one in the corner.
Why I didn't put that one up is usually when they have the two in front of each other, it's usually because the one in the back is replacement or whatever.
Alright, we're just waiting on David. There's no hose here, so we can't wash the filters. So he's gonna come with the hose. We're gonna clean these, put them back in. This cover's all set, so I'll probably have Dylan clean the filters. I'll catch up with some paperwork real quick, and then there's 3 left, and we're all gonna work together as a team. So I just wanted to show this one a little bit different from the others. Another unique situation. So